So this morning I think I might cut down the maple tree that's enveloping the shed. There's a shed there, but this maple tree is totally around it. So I think I might take the reciprocating saw out and just cut it and see what happens. There we go, that's what it looks like with all the trees cut around it. I just went inside and there's something cool in here. So. Oh, there. This looks like all the pieces to a trampoline. Springs all in there. These are all the pieces, and underneath looks like the tarp or the trampoline part right here. So I think this is a whole trampoline. Also, it smells like mice or squirrels or rats in here. It's real gross, but cool to find that at least. So I'm now onto this wall and this board. So there's a bunch of wires that run up and into the wall. So what I had to do is I had to break open the wall, find out where all the wires are. If they're up in there and I can remove them, I'm going to pull them out so that I can cut through this really rotten floor joist and then triple it up. So this is probably the most sketchy part, but let's get everything off and see when I can actually start cutting into this. But wires had to come out. Okay, so all the wires are now out of the wall, so also out of the joist. So now I could actually start cutting into that joist if I'd like, but we'll see where I get to. Okay, I've done quite a bit of work here. So took out all of I cut it into small pieces, the joist that was there. I shifted over these supports and I've now done the triple beam. So you can see under here, we got 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you could see that, but the beam goes all the way to the end. There's still a large gap here. That's because I still have to lift up this side of the beam. So I'm going to do that now and then put shims underneath and we'll have good contact across the whole thing. Other than here, because we've got it supported off of the pony wall. So everything's the same level across, which means this floor is still about a full inch in the difference for the height here. I think it doesn't make much of a difference for the rest of it, but I might shim through this. So like bring up this end at a different point to close that in and just shim here, because it won't make a difference for the rest of it, because all I'm going to be doing is cutting out this chunk of floor and I'm putting the new floor right up against it. So it won't make that much of a difference if I just shim this up to be underneath this floor, but we'll do that later. Right now, we're just gonna lift this, shim it, and then I'm gonna stop this. Absolutely exhausted after all that work. I've got it jacked up. I could probably do it a little better, but for now, that'll be fine. I need some water. I need to take a break, but I'll flip around to show you what I did. Okay, so right down here, you can see I shimmed it up, and I've supported it now throughout. So it doesn't need these little blocks anymore. That's not doing anything. The beam that I put in is the thing supporting the wall now. So I got her, but for now, I'm done. So it's very hot this morning, so I think I'm just going to do some dump runs and water my plants with some water from here. And we'll see where we're at after I do the dump runs. And I might go inside and start cutting out the floor in the main entry space and see how I get along with that. But yeah, it's so hot. I'm just gonna try to, take it easy a little. So that's the pile after I took a bunch of stuff out to the dump. Yeah, so it's way too hot to be doing any of this, but for as of right now, I'm going to take the reciprocating saw and see how much of this I can get out. I'm just gonna cut it up, probably just pull pieces out as I go. Once I get this done, if I'm not too sweaty and too out of it, I'm gonna move things out of this room into the what will be the dining room and start cutting out this back section and work my way up to here. So we'll see. So this is all the bits cut out from down there. I found some bumblebees in around there. There's one I think climbing up on a stick there up the wall. But yeah, so it's a bit of a mess. I'm going to take all the cut bits, put them in the pile, and then I'll get in the hole and I'll clean up what's there. But there's a lot of cracking along this outer foundation. There's some cracking right here, a bunch over here, right down that way vertically. But the sill plate looks really good on this side. Doesn't look good at all along here. And I haven't gotten to it over here yet, so I don't know what it looks like over there. But at least on this one wall, it looks nice. So I'll get back to it, move all this stuff out. Okay, I cleaned up a bit, and then I started cutting in a bit more. I took off this to see what the sill plate looks like. So it does have some dry rot. I don't know how far that goes in, but I can always cut it back a bit and then do what I did before and put a new piece of wood across. It looks like full rot over here, like it's rotted maybe all the way through, but we'll just have to see about that, because the bigger concern, as you can see, is that, but it's even more fun than that. So it's unstable, obviously, so I was thinking the most I'd had to do is stabilize it, but then I wanted to see more, so I cut across here. You can see the sill plate is not on top of the foundation, and it slowly cantilevers out. So this is where it should be. That's where it is. And that's because this whole foundation has dropped and fallen in towards the house. So the one way to fix this properly would be to remove this entire, I wouldn't even call it a footing at this point, this big sill of concrete from there over, do a re-pour. I don't want to do that, so I can also stabilize everything and do a bit of a cantilever, so I can shore this up with some pressure treated. I also, you can see it's all rotten out here, so that has to come out anyway. That's around the door, so I'm going to end up having to cut that out and put in something new anyway, but I can additionally add in pressure treated across, have it cantilevering over a bit, because you can have like 2x8 cantilevering, I think it's like a foot out, and this is only a few inches. Not that I'll be able to put a true 2x8 there, but we'll see what I end up doing once I find out floor level. But likely it's going to be a cantilever over top of this, and stabilizing it where it's at, which isn't ideal, but it's as good as we can get in this kind of situation, because that is blown out completely. It needs to be filled back in with concrete, stabilized as best as possible, and then I'd say just rebuilding on top of it, because there's no way you're moving the wall into it, because it's terrible, and there's no way of me jackhammering out this whole thing, redigging, repouring everything. So it's probably going to be a stabilize and cantilever situation. Anyway, we'll see what I end up doing.